We often face situations in real life when we need to make decisions, and based on these decisions, we decide what should we do next. Similar situation happen in Python programming, where we need to make some decisions, and based on these decisions, we will execute the next block of code. Decision-making statements in Python language decide the direction of the flow of program execution. One of the most common decision-making statements in Python is the if, elif, and else statement. If statement is the most simple decision-making statement. It is used to decide whether a specific statement or block of a statement will be executed or not. That is, if a particular condition is true, then a block of a statement is executed, otherwise not. Let's see some of the examples and how to write these statements. Consider this example. You are an accountant and you want to replenish the petty cash fund every time it goes below $100 to make it $1,000. You may set up a link with your bank account to automatically put money into a petty cash account to make it $1,000. Here is the sample way of representing this system in code. Suppose the petty cash account's current balance touched $99 and you have $5,000 available in your bank account. Let's break this down. An if statement starts with if keyword followed by the condition to be checked. In this case, we are checking if the petty cash account is below $100 and then a colon. This condition is called a Boolean expression that evaluates or check if this is either true or false. If the condition is true, the next indented block of code would be executed. Here, the lines that increment petty cash fund and decrement bank balance only execute if it is true that the petty cash account is less than $100. If not, the code in this if block is simply skipped. Let's check this. I'm executing this code cell which says that the petty cash account's current balance is 99, which is below 100, so the condition is true. It should increase the account by $901 and decrease the bank with the same amount. Let's run and check the new balance. As expected, the account balance is now 1000 and the bank balance is decreased. As this condition was true, the code block is executed and it changed the variable balances. Let's try the same example, but this time I'm changing the balance to 150 and let's run. No change, as this condition resulted in false. Petty cash account balance is not below $100. Please note the indentation. Incorrect indentation will result in an error like this. We have already learned comparison operator in previous lectures. In the conditional statement, we use these operators, and please be careful that equal sign and double equal signs are different. In addition to the if clause, two other optional clauses are often used with an if statements: elif and else. An else statement can be combined with an if statement. An else statement contains the block of code that executes if the conditional expression in the if statement is false, which means what if the condition in the if statement does not hold or not applicable. What should code do in this case? The else statement is an optional statement and there could be at most only one else statement following if. Else keyword always followed by a colon and does not need a Boolean expression or condition to check. Please pay very careful attention to indentation. Let's see another example with else statement. Suppose you are interested in buying a stock and your desired rate of price growth return is greater than 20%. But the available stock is only offering 15%. We are checking if the price growth is expected to be greater than 20% in this code. If this is true, then this code block will be executed. But as in this case, this is not true. So Python will skip the if statement block and go running else code block. In this situation, we already know what should be the result of this code. And let's run it to confirm our understanding. And there you go. Sometimes you have more than one if conditions to check before you go to else block. In these cases, we can use elif, short for else if. Like if elif requires a conditional statement. Let's say what to do if the stock in question does not offer our desired expected growth. We are looking for a stock that offers a price growth of 20% in a year. But if this is not the case, we have another condition. If that stock could achieve an 8% dividend yield. So we are adding different measurement for a stock selection process. Let's run this code and observe how the code block would change based on the change in condition. If else is most commonly used and a traditional way of using conditional statement in Python. But this is not the only way. Real life situations are more complex and require different other ways to use conditional situations. Few of these are lock, apply, NumPy's where method. NumPy is another great Python library like Pandas and very useful for business and finance professionals. These are a bit advanced topic to cover here, but I aim to show you the capabilities of Python with real life applications. So let's see an example of the lock method in decision making conditional situations. In case you don't grasp the entire code, don't worry. You will gradually increase your skill in Python, but at least you will have another use case of applying Python in real life. Suppose you are interested in buying a stock and you aim to find the best stocks that meet your preferences. You can download the data from my GitHub repository using this link and save it in a variable df as pandas data frame. Let's run and check the data. This is the data set of 214 stocks. It is symbol of the company, the close price at the time of download, 1 year expected target price, EPS, PE, CAPM, beta, alpha. These are financial measures that help in decision making. And at the end, expected price growth percentage. That is calculated using close price and 1 year price target. You aim to find those stocks that have an expected price gain of more than 30% in 1 year and are not very expensive to buy. So you decided to buy stocks trading at below $100 a share. So you want to find a stock that meets two conditions and both are compulsory and must be met. 1. Stocks that offer more than 30% expected price growth. And second, must be below $100. And once the code finds it, it should save a symbol so you know which stock it is, expected price gain in percentage, so to know the expected gain in percentage, and price to know what prices are they at the moment in the data set. This is the code script. Let's understand it. The data is in data frame df followed by lock method and in brackets our first condition which says price growth of more than 30%. Price growth percentages are in the expected price growth percentage column in df. So we select this column to search from, followed by greater than comparison operator and desired return of 30 and closing parenthesis to complete our first condition. The next condition start with the ampersand symbol, which is a bitwise logical operator also known as AND. Bitwise operators are outside the scope of this course, but very briefly to understand this code. Bitwise operator used when we compare numbers or two conditions of numbers, and the operator ampersand is used when you want both conditions to be satisfied or true. The main point to remember is both conditions must be true. After the ampersand symbol, the next condition starts with a parenthesis followed by a price column in df followed by less than comparison operator for price less than $100 and close parenthesis. This is how our desired conditions are written. So what should our Python code do if these conditions are satisfied, or in other words, if the code finds these rows or stocks in data? We want our code to save these three columns with respective data in variable buying stocks after the comma. We can increase or decrease the number of columns of our choice available in the data set. Let's run this and see what we have found. Wow, within a few seconds, the code selected these stocks for more than 200 stocks in the data set. The entire data set created using Python, either obtained from Yahoo Finance API or calculated using Python script. Try and experiment with different ways of applying Python in real life situations, as the opportunities are endless.